A very, very good morning to Welsh International of some standing. Kerin Lake, very good morning to you, Kerin. How are we?
Good, thank you. All good.
Yeah, you're at work at the moment.
Yeah, just in work. So, just managed to catch 20 minutes.
Oh,
Just
very good. What do you do outside of putting it in for your country?
yeah. So I work in Tana Hospital in a community mental health team. Just providing some admin support to them.
Okay, great stuff. Well, it's reasonably obvious why we've got you on. There is a huge amount of news firing around the women's game at the moment, but obviously we're going to concentrate on Wales with yourself. Let's get into last week's news, contracts. Your initial reaction as a very experienced member of that squad to that announcement.
It was, it was very exciting. And it's a cliche answer, but it's, to see where, I've been involved for quite a long time now in the Welsh setup. So to see an actual outcome come in to help support the players, it's only really exciting. Like myself, I'm maybe towards the end-ish, coming up to the end of the career, but for the youngsters and the future of Wales rugby, it's only a positive start, and that is what it is as well. It is just a start. So things can only get better,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was quite a lot of noise on both sides in terms of positivity and negativity. But you got to get on the wheel first to start with, haven't you?
Exactly. Like you said, you've got to start from somewhere. And, if they're starting at this, 10 full-time, 15 semi-pro, that's 25 contracted players without then the extra, funding for players who are in campaigns. That's a good amount of contracts being offered. Yes, they might not be, life-changing sums, but it's still enough for girls to question whether they can leave their jobs, leave their roles to live as well. Like you said, it is just a start.
Yeah, no, I think that's a point certainly we made on the podcast with Lisa Burgess last week and social media. So it's a really good start, as long as it is just a start. And obviously the huge amount of excitement around the squad going into this autumn campaign, and that certainly showed at the weekend against Japan.
Yeah, it's been
it was
a long
fun, right?
Yeah. It was hard work, obviously, as any international rugby. And, when you're chasing the win after 2 years, it's, you do kind of put more pressure on yourself. It's hard to get out of that rut. But I think the coaching setup we've got now at the minute, it's when we came in beginning of autumns and then we were told that they're going to be there till the end of the World Cup. I think that had a turning point as well, knowing that, sorry, we're not going to learn something for autumns and then going to change for Six Nations. It's going to change again. We've really bought into what the coaches are asking and the structures, the training, and I think the girls proved that and showed that performance on Sunday. Sorry, it was just a win that we really desperately needed, to be honest. But now comes if we can back it up this weekend, then it's not just a one-off.
Yeah, absolutely. I was interesting, making that point because there has been a lot of uncertainty, but Kerin, it's not rocket science, is it? Your people 90% of the time, rugby players 10% of the time. You've got a lovely young lad. You give them parameters and things to look forward to, and what have you. Then you can buy in. It's no difficult. And now you've got the Welsh Rugby Union. You could see it in your play. People are backing us.
Yeah.
People care, and whether it's that solid coaching system or contracts or whatever, people behind us are backing us, and now we can properly represent the WRU properly.
Yeah.
And it massively showed in the performance. Was a lot of that kind of stuff spoken about pre-game?
Nothing.
Or doesn't need to.
Yeah, that's it. We've got that now. That's been said. We know what's the outcome of it. It's just up to us now to take the field, and the coaches can only provide so much. It's up to the players then to step up as well. Having that, because we still don't know with contracts either. Not much is being spoken about at the minute because obviously we've got a job in hand. But just like you said, it's in the back of your mind. You've got something to play for. You've got something to push you, drive you that little 1% extra maybe. And have the like positive press for a change as well. You know, it's not negative. We should stop playing. You know, we've seen a big turn of positivity from the public, and you know, some stuff on social media is more positive, or rather aimed at the WRU rather than players. So it's nice. It took from this year anyway. It's taken a big chunk of weight off the shoulders. Then me personally, I always read into social media. I know they say not to, but it's hard not to when it's there all the time. So it's nice to see the public with us as well, and supporting us and pushing for it as well, not giving up. You know,
Yeah.
question every week, questioning where it is, what's happening. You know, it is good.
Yeah, no, as you say, people sort of realizing that, yeah, you can just actually just get on with what you're supposed to do and just play the game,
Yeah,
and concentrate on that. And actually, yeah, with a 23-5 win against Japan at the weekend, really, really buoyant performance. Expecting similar kind of things against South Africa this weekend. Slightly unknown quantity, although,
yeah,
yeah, they are beginning to put their ducks in a row, aren't they?
yeah. That's it. And it's hard because like with COVID, we've been lucky over here in Britain that we've still been able to play some sort of rugby. So they might have some, you know, club games on people and stuff. But with South Africa, you know, 2 years ago, I think it was the last time we played them. You know, they have had that game last week against France, which was really good for us actually, because at least we've got something to analyse.
Yeah.
But yeah, we think it's going to be a different kind of game to Japan. You know, Japan brought just so much intensity and, you know, constant. I think ball in play time was like 39 minutes or 40 minutes, something like that. You know, it really did test us, just on a different kind of style of play. But we know South Africa, you know, they big ball carriers. They're quite similar to us as well. You know, they got some, you know, we feel they're going to truck it up a bit. We're going to have to be on, you know, on point with our defensive game as well. I don't know. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, absolutely, and televised on an
Yeah,
S4C, which is great, as was last weekend. We'll put
yeah.
those details out in the pod as well, so people can tune in. Will be a great occasion. Are you happy with kind of with where you sit now? Obviously, you mentioned it slightly earlier. There's an opportunity potentially to get a contract to be paid for something that you've voluntarily done, and given a huge amount of time and sacrificed lots and lots, I'm sure. Are you happy that, where you are, that you've got to bridge those two, amateur and professional, or would you prefer to potentially sort of be 8, 10 years younger?
Well,
Not
and
that I've got a magic wand to go, "Oh, here you are, Karen. Let's rewind time. You're now 10 years younger." But it's a hypothetical question.
in an ideal world, yeah, it would
In
be
an
great,
ideal world.
10 years younger to be offered something like this. But you know, that if I was offered a contract, you know, that is something I'd have to take up with my employers then as well. It's not as straightforward for myself and some of the other girls. You know, it could be a risk because like my age as well. You know, taking would I quit a job to take a contract? It's, you know, it's something that will have to be a lot of thought into. But 10 years younger, I'd bite the hand off if I was offered. You know, it's something I've dreamed of, and it's exciting. Yes, it's coming at the end of my career, but it's exciting. This is where Welsh rugby's going, and you know, kids that are maybe, I don't know, quite at that influential age, maybe 14, 15, playing two sports, don't quite know which one to go down to. There is a professional way now where they can have an earnings, make a living on rugby. They don't have to choose that other now. You know, having this, yes, the pathway might not be there as of yet, but making the senior team professional or semi-professional as well, you know, that's only going to filter down, and then hopefully in a couple of years we got that pathway coming through and feeding the national team. But it's really exciting. I'm just really excited for the future of Welsh rugby, rather than, you know, maybe not myself personally for a year or two, especially leading up to World Cup, but for the future, really excited for them.
I was going to say, you said coming towards the end of your career. I've gone nowhere near that, Karen. I've not said anything like that. I've never said. But no, look, it is massive. No, possibly a slightly silly hypothetical, question, but I think, a bit of coaching that I do, to have people like yourself like Kerith Phillips, Shine Lillycrap, that those more experienced players, uh, Shona Powell Hughes may well come back in once she's qualified to put
Yeah.
fires out. Um, those kind of experienced people that can anchor the squad to say, well, you guys have got it brilliantly, and actually just accept what you've got and be not overly thankful because it should happen, but
But
actually just be in a
yeah,
good place
yeah,
about it.
fight for as well, isn't it? You know, it's you've got to be a bit grounded. You can't just come in and think you're, I don't know, I don't know how to say this in a nice way, in a polite way. You know, you cheese like without swearing. I don't know what to say. But yeah, they've got to know that, you know, this is fought for, and I think a lot of the girls now, the younger girls, they've really had an eye opener as well of what, especially the last say 6 months, of what we've been fighting as a players group as well. It just makes it that more special that we have moulded it a bit, we have contributed, you know, we have had talks and input into what we want then as players. You know, it's not we've gone, this is what we're having and that's it, but we've helped and said this is what will help us. You know, it's, you know, we've asked for time. That's the main thing, is allowing us time. Just, you know, because we gave me back in work, it's not so much the money as such. The money's a bonus, but it's having the time to cover, the having time to train at, you know, sociable hours, not having to travel, you know, long distances late at night. It's how to buy us time, and this
And
is what we've come up with as a union, then, as the players and the management, and you know, this is what we feel will allow us to have that time.
yeah, sorry for interrupting. And it's not difficult, is it? We've seen um, the Red Roses.
Yeah,
That's a fully professional outfit, putting 99 points on the world champions over two games, and that professional preparation is very, very clear for absolutely everybody to see. I just want to pick up one thing you just said there. How much consultation did you senior players or the players have with
it was,
the WRU?
the WRU were very open. They've been brilliant. They have been brilliant. Nigel Walker coming in has been really open. You know, he's come in. He came in before his appointment as well, so he started, you know, little things going before he'd even was getting paid to work in the WRU for in his position anyway. So, you know, there's been conversations, meetings. The leadership group has been back and forth between us and them as well, like passing on things that have been discussed in meetings. You know, they've been really open with us and honest. Like every time they've heard something, they've come into the squad and announced things. You know, it has been really good.
And a real change. Well,
Yeah.
you've just done your case for a contract a world of good there with that last answer. No, I'm joking. Do you know what? It's really nice, and we verge on the side of positivity here on the WRP. But when you interview Giant Lillycrap, your captain,
Mm.
and you can just see the hurt behind the eyes, and it's soul destroying. But to hear you come on and be so positive and genuinely positive about the future and what's going on now, it genuinely is really, really delightful to hear. So, yeah, as Sharon said on one of her tweets over the last few days, we're going places, and yeah, it
Yeah.
truly feels like that. And I'm to
The
to to a player, I'm delighted.
yeah, that you know, that hurt and feel let down and everything, with them coming in now, it's kind of changed to the positivity. You know, it's, oh, actually they are listening, they are wanting change, they are backing us. It feels more, well, it's believable than more it's ever been. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, they've dangled that carrot a couple of years ago and nothing ever came of it, and then they dangle it again the following season, and you think, oh, is it going to be like last year? Yes, it is. It's another one coming in, and you think, this year, I don't know, it's just some, well, obviously it's come out in the press now. You know, we've believed them, they've believed us, and we've got to have that positivity. We've got to take that forward. We can't dwell in it anymore now. You know, we have given everything. We have, you know, sacrificed loads, but it's got to come, and we've got to take that positivity now. We just got to roll with it.
And you got to deliver.
And yeah,
Um,
exactly, yeah, that's it. You
yeah,
know,
absolutely.
give them something back as well.
Great stuff. Just break a touch there, Karen. I'm gonna we'll leave it there. Let you get back to work. Thank you so much for joining us today on the WRP. Really, really appreciate your honesty, and it's lovely to see a great big beaming smile on your face.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been great.
Great stuff. You take care. All the best
And
of the weekend.
thank you.